Hey, how's it going? My name's Matthew, aka EZBOT, and today with me I have Peyton, aka Wet Paint. Peyton works at Patchworks here in Seattle. That's how we know each other. He's a fantastic hardware electronic musician, and today he's going to show me the workflow that he does with the M8 and the Octatrack, and it's a really great workflow. You primarily make house music.
Yeah, tech housey kind of stuff, I guess.
Tech house kind of stuff. It sounds
I don't know how to describe
awesome.
it.
Whatever it is, I love it, and you do a great job of performing live, and you have some cool techniques that, in fact, I hadn't thought of, and you already showed me today. So I'm excited to talk about that and get into it. Firstly, if you want to tell the people jumping in here, like, how long have you been using these devices, and what brought you to them?
Yeah, all right, cool. So, I mean, ultimately, I started with like the Digitact because that was like my favorite sampler. I started with the Korg Volca sample, and I was like, I need to level up. So I went towards the Digitact because I was like, I'm just gonna go balls to the walls. Got that thing, and absolutely love it. But then I was like, man, I kind of want some more stuff. Like this thing called the Octatrack has like a bunch more storage on it, stereo samples. It's got some crazy effects. You can do all sorts of stuff. I saw some weird dude's video called like EZBOT or something, YouTube sensation, EZBOT. And I was like, damn, this thing can actually do a lot. But I was like, I don't want to get rid of my Digitact. So then I got the Octatrack to go with the Digitact. And oh my God. That was like a combo that I absolutely loved, especially because this thing can do so much in terms of performance stuff. I just said stuff like 3 times. Anyways.
That's good stuff.
It's good stuff. But yeah, I don't know. The more I used this thing, the more I realized that like it can do so much to the point where I was kind of intimidated and like was considering selling it. But every time I was like about to let it go, I was like, you know what? There's things on it that I cannot live without, especially once I started trying to use the Digitact alone again. Because I was like, I can do this, but there's just part of it missing.
I feel the same way. So I go in and out of like building my live set workflow. Yeah. I love your live set workflow. It's very simplified. Like I'm very attracted to what you've developed for your live set, and I have a version of it that I've been doing myself, as you can see in my corner over here. That's pretty similar, but you did something cool, and I know that some folks maybe they're not able to see this, but we got MIDI in and out going to the Octatrack, and this is the thing that Peyton did that I hadn't thought of doing, and every time, this is stupid, but every time somebody thinks of something cool to do with the M8 or the Octatrack, and I haven't thought of it yet, I'm like, damn it! But you did, man. You did. This is really cool. You took the MIDI out from your Octatrack back in here, and then you're using these encoders as your MIDI controller for your performances with the M8. And I was wondering at the last show that I saw you play, just what the hell you were doing with the Octatrack because you were changing a synthesizer sound. And I was like, I was so keenly aware of what was happening, and I knew the Octatrack couldn't do what you were doing. So I was like, I didn't put it together then, but it's really cool, man. Like, I don't know, tell me about that. Tell me what's going on.
Basically, I got that idea from, again, using the Octatrack and the Digitact together because there was things on the Digitact that I wanted to control that was on a different page. So, like at the same time. So I was like, oh, screw it. I'll just use one of the Octatrack's MIDI channels to control like 2 of the other channels on the Digitact. And eventually I was like, that's great. I love this thing. But then this guy pulled out an M8 at work, and I was like, what the hell is that? It looks like a Game Boy. I've only like seen trackers a little bit before, back in like grade school when I saw people using Milky Tracker, and I was like, damn, that's cool. Tried using it, had no idea what I was doing, dropped it, and then Polyend, I saw their Polyend tracker, and I was like, that looks cool. Tried to use it, was a little lost in it. But then I picked up Matt's. He let me borrow it for like a week or two. And I just like, once I figured out how to navigate it, I was like, oh my God, I need to give this back to him and get my own, because otherwise I'm going to just keep this thing. And I don't know, it was just really straightforward to pick up. It sounds great. It can do samples like I like it, like I want. And it has a synthesizer in it. Well, multiple synthesizers. So I didn't have to lug around a whole synthesizer just to get like a nice bass line. And something that's really interesting, the reason I picked this thing for bass lines sometimes, is it doesn't go super ridiculously low, which I know it sounds kind of weird, but like,
Right.
there's times where I get way too muddy in my mix because the Digitact, it can go low, like real low.
Well, I mean, just like technically speaking, the Digitact is a more formidable, higher sample rate.
Yeah, yeah.
And it has a bigger sound.
Yep.
And it has a bigger sound than the Octatrack does too, I think.
Yeah.
But the M8 has, of course, more options.
Yeah. So being able to use the bass like on here, so it's tame and not overkill, I can still use this as a synthesizer while having all of my sampler abilities and like just being able to go crazy in depths with the effects on it and like really program it. The thing I loved about the Digitact, but it's all like that. You could just go nuts on it and be able to play it back in a fun way. I don't know.
So what are you using the Octatrack for?
The
Like, what's happening
Octatrack,
here?
basically, I'm just using it as like different effects. I've got high pass, low pass, some stutter, some like beat repeat kind of stuff, and then just some like reverb delay phasing, and then just mute.
So does this receive transport or does it just receive sync?
It receives transport mostly just for sync, and because some of the other things require it to be like tied to the transport, I think, maybe. I just have it in just in case. So,
Well, I ask like, are you moving through patterns?
no.
Okay, so
I've
you're
got
not receiving. So
no
it
patterns.
is just getting
Just
a clock sync.
one bank. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay. Cool. I like that workflow. That's
Yeah.
something that that's how I worked with on the Octatrack for a really long time, was sending clock to the Octatrack. In fact, it's kind of like I'm kind of going back around to it in my more improv ways, because if you have it just receiving clock, you don't have to tie things to your sequencer.
Yeah.
And you can do things like resample an 8-bar, 4-bar loop, sit on that loop, make changes, crossfade over, and move to different patterns without this knowing the wiser.
Exactly.
There's definitely some advantages there.
Plus, like again, because I only use it for like some effects and stuff, I can just go to my MIDI page, and now my MIDI page is my MIDI controller. So I've got 6 knobs at my disposal to control stuff on the M8 that doesn't really have a lot of stuff to control what's going on inside of it aside from the XY on the screen, which is great for when I'm like on the bus just coming up with random stuff, which you can do with the M8. Just pull it out of your pocket, put on some headphones, play with it. And then you're like, oh yeah, I want to change my filter, set it to this. But then I come home and I'm like, all right, I want to actually use it with the Octatrack. And it's easier to control a knob while I'm also doing stuff with the slider here instead of having to reach over or use the screen. I just remap it.
There's no way I'm going to use the screen for effects. Like, it's cool that you can do it, but it's not. There is one advantage to using the screen on here, and that's finding slice points when you're sampling.
Yep.
That's it. Otherwise, the screen is not. It's cool, right? I'm not going to knock it, but like I am not going to use it. I'd rather use an encoder.
Yeah.
This is brilliant, and I am 100% going to use that with my M8. So really cool. I'm glad that we got that. Like right at the get-go, we got something cool for people to snack on. What I really am stoked for is you're a great musician. I love the music that you write. Your shows are really fun. They're like a really positive vibe. Like I feel like it's a good vibe. I think I write some positive music sometimes, but I also write a lot of downer stuff. Yeah. And I feel like you kind of like sit in the pocket of like, let's feel good, let's have a good time, and you do it so well and consistently. I would love for you to share that with people right now. So if you could play us a track, let's go.
Let's go. Hey YouTube, this is Wet Paint. I'm gonna be doing some cool video here. Sorry.
Yo. Yo, dude, that is so sick. It's so cool to finally see your workflow from the top-down perspective.
Yeah.
Like to see it up close and personal. Because I mean, I've watched you jam like a trillion times. Right?
Yeah.
Like I've just seen you write stuff on the M8 like all day long.
Just working out work, just pulling it.
Yeah,
out.
like just like chilling at the shop, and you're working on gear. But I haven't gotten to see you do the experience like this, the combo here,
Yep.
and it's really cool. So what do you have mapped on the Octatrack? What are you controlling?
So basically, I've got, let me go to the mappings. So I have my A knob here, which is set to, what is the CC? Actually, I guess it doesn't matter the CC. But you can see, I don't know if you can see on the M8 screen.
Well, hold on, let me switch over to the M8 thing. I had it on the M8 screen for a second. I wanted to use it more, but I had turned off I accidentally have the Octatrack audio unplugged on this screen. No, it's not you. It's not you, it's me. Hang on a second.
You, it's me.
Let me see. Wait, which one is it called? Hey, look at the chat's there.
Oh,
What up, chat? People are asking about you.
yo.
We want the Octatrack on the M8. Hold on. Let's get back to it. Because we want to see. I do want people to be able to see what's going on here. I think I need to add an audio source really quick. Oh wait. Sources.
Would it be a video source? Because it's still stuck on.
It's an audio source. Oh yeah, I'll fix that. That's my fault. Octatrack. Right. Let me see. So now when you make some sounds, it should do its thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Wait, hang on here. No, keep playing. Yeah, we're good. All right. Take us into the magic.
Here we go. So basically, yeah, A knob is controlling my controlling the cutoff of the kind of like synthy part. I don't know if you can hear it here.
Okay.
Like a high pass filter.
Okay.
So that way it's like makes it nice for transitioning without just having to do a high pass on the Octatrack.
On the whole mix.
Yep, exactly. And then the next one is set to D, which probably could have heard the bass line kind of sweeping from going like super low pass to kind of giving it a higher upper part and more grit. So like by default, I generally just keep it all the way closed.
That's the sound that I like.
Yep.
I like those really soft soft basses.
Exactly. So like on the M8, you can actually set so there's a threshold, like a range at which it goes from. So this is the minimum that I want my filter to go to. So that way when I turn the knob on the Octatrack all the way down, it doesn't just like completely cut it out. Yeah, like I can actually set a limit to it. And same with all the way open. So then I can have it be really crazy sounding. The main reason I did that is so that way my other mapping over here controls the delay of the bass line. And the delay really shines through the most with like higher frequencies, because that's kind of how I have the delay filter set up. So it's kind of nice to just like do these in tandem to really give it kind of like a more like woo sound. I don't know how to describe that, you know.
What was that?
Woo.
Is it a ghostly sound?
A ghostly sound. But yeah, that for like this song, that's pretty much what I have that set up for. And I don't know if you can see on the screen here on the Octatrack, these two knobs are not mapped to anything, mostly just so I don't, like when I'm like working on something, I don't accidentally grab for those two. Like, and I'm like trying to turn it, I'm like, I end up changing some other setting. They're very distinct. This is generally my filter here. This changes some baseline stuff generally. And then these are just the extra ones for some effects or whatever that I want to control.
Got it.
Just kind of depends on the song, but I generally try and keep this to a filter because I know where that knob is.
So this is what pops in. This is what came to my mind, and my thoughts on your process, which I absolutely adore, would be to use an external instrument as opposed to the built-in bass line, and have like an external analog bass synthesizer here to control that, and then still use this to control the CCs that control that, or whatever, however you want to do that. But then run that into a second input here, and then you could have like create a separation between the half of the mix with your main analog bass synthesizer. I think that would be pretty sick. But this minimal setup is.
I've considered doing it that way. The only thing that stops me from doing it that way is because if I'm going to have an external synth, I want to play it. So I'm going to reach over to the synth and change the filter cutoff.
That's what I mean. That's why you would. That's why you would do it.
Yeah.
I bet you could use these encoders to control the incoming filter on the M8.
Yes. Yep, exactly.
So you could have a high pass, low pass on the bass line.
Yeah.
Post. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't that sound sick?
Yep,
Like, to me, it sounds sick.
I just wish I could map the MIDI stuff to a scene. That is the one thing that I wish the Octatrack could do.
It's bizarre that you can't.
Right?
It honestly doesn't make any sense to me. Because this is sending out CC messages.
Yeah.
And usually you hate what it's doing. Like when it is sending out CC messages, I'm like, stop it. What have you done?
Exactly. It's like controlling something else.
Remixed my entire setup.
Yeah.
In a bad way.
They just didn't want you to have too much power, you know?
It's too
much power.
Sick, dude. Will you play us another song?
Sure.
Okay.
If you would like, so.
I'm gonna leave it on this cam for this song so people can see what you're doing on the M8.
Cool. Which one should I do? Something more. This one's fun. I don't know if I have very much.
You played a new song at the show the other night. Is it this one? Okay, cool. We're gonna get a couple songs out of Peyton today. This isn't it. Plus, I'm gonna put him on the spot. We're gonna make him grind a little bit.
I don't even know what note I had. I don't think I had any notes for this one. I think it's this knob that does it. Yeah, it's this knob.
Ooh.
So I have it changing 2 cutoffs. Mostly.
Right, so you can build a macro in here.
Yep. Yeah. And because they're both the same kind of lead synthesizer stuff or the main sample, I'm like, oh well, I want them both to be at the same filter range, so I'll just set it to the same knob. Easy. But yeah, this is
for those of you who don't know, this is Wet Peynts. You can find him on Instagram and
Spotify, Bandcamp, Apple Music. I haven't uploaded a lot of these songs yet, but they will be there.
I'll throw a link in the description after the stream.
Yeah. You remember the RD? Is it the RD8? The used Roland kind of sampler or drum machine thing. It has some really cool presets on it that I was like, you know what? I like how that sounds, so I'm going to sample it, but I'm not just going to play it back normally. This thing can chop stuff up super well, and it's probably one of my favorite features of it. So let's see what we got.
Let's hear it, dude. sick, dude. That was so sick.
Thank you,
I
man.
love that track. That's so killer. I'm watching your flow here, and it just keeps going
This is
and
chaos.
going. It is chaos. Why is it chaos? What's the thought process behind the islands?
It's kind of like an Ableton. Like, I don't really use Ableton at all, but this is the closest comparison I can like go towards, is like the clip launching view. I have all my patterns set up like here. So that way when I'm ready to move to the next one, I can just launch the next row, but I still have the ability to just pick and choose from different patterns, and I try and clump the ones I like together. So that way I can be like, all right,
that's the work. That's the workflow.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Like, oh, I like, this is the main chorus or whatever. I want to have that go. Like, oh, it's getting stale. I'm going to move to the next one. Or like, this bass line works better with this pattern. I'll just keep this one going, and then I'll cut out this part, and then I'll just ride that.
Okay,
you know?
cool.
Same with like the drums,
Yeah.
And this kind of weird thing here in the middle is mostly for like, yeah, these are the
Like tails.
Yeah, so that way it's like, oh, I want to have that come in when I choose, not just whenever I have it playing an entire line. So it's easy to add it, and then when I do play the whole line, it actually just cuts it out at the 0. So that way it's easier for transitioning, so it doesn't come in before I want it to, you know?
Okay.
Same with the vocal stuff. I do that over here as well.
Okay. You know what I really like about both of these devices, you know, about the M8 and the Octatrack, is that there is your work. This is your workflow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This isn't anybody else's workflow. Like we're all taking parts from each other's
Oh, yeah.
workflow. I mean,
Yep.
nobody's nothing original under the sun, right?
Yeah.
But this is original to you and the way that you use the M8 and the Octatrack together, and just the way you use the M8 in general. Because this reminds me of how I use Orca,
Yeah.
which is a completely different it's just completely different.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? But I work in these little separate islands, and I'll have duplicate islands. Typically how I work on the M8 is like I would have like a line, right? Just
Yeah.
like most people would have like
Yeah.
a line. But for like a live performance aspect, I have like a line and then a separation
Yeah,
and a line
yeah.
and a separation. And those are phrases like it's like very Elektron
Yep.
style workflow. So it's cool to see what you're doing here. And it's hard for me to keep up with what you're doing.
Right.
Because I'm so clueless. You know what I mean? Watching what you're doing, because it's like it's clearly your thing.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I mean, this is how I learned the Digitact, honestly, because each of these are basically my patterns. And one thing I like kind of missed, or like I basically used an entire bank for one song like most of the time, because I needed so many variations of different lines to create the variations of patterns I wanted. So when I got the M8, I was like, oh my God, I can actually just choose which pattern I want without having to change the entire pattern. It's
Yeah.
like, it's the same workflow I wanted, but now I can actually do that with all the extra stuff. You know?
It's cool. Like, like, is there a piece of gear that you're fiending for right now?
Modular stuff at this
Modular?
point, just so I can.
Is the modular pendulum swinging back towards the direction of people being excited about modular?
I mean, I've always been interested in modular because the same reason I like this. It's like I can just pick and choose the things I want.
Yeah.
Like I like how this reverb sounds, and I want to like run my M8 through it, sample it or whatever.
Yeah.
Run my peak through it and sample that. I guess
Is there
it's
a lot
just.
of peak in here? Is there modular samples?
I actually
in your
generally just use the modular straight up with the M8 half the time.
Okay.
Because I'm like, well, it's a synth. It's a playable synth right now. Although there are times I definitely should
Right
actually
now, that
sample
is the
it.
thing about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so you want more modular right now?
Pretty much, just because like
Like what kind of
I
stuff?
have all the sampleability I need right now. I got my Digitact, I have the Octatrack, and I have the M8. Like, I don't need much more sample stuff.
What's Digitact doing right now?
It's a little lonely. I've been after building this, I was like, all right, I'm going back to the Digitact and the Octatrack and the Peak. I miss it. I love that workflow.
Yeah.
But I was just this thing is too easy to just put in my backpack and pull out on the bus and just play.
Yeah. And you do enjoy taking the bus
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
and doing that.
Exactly.
Like if you were driving all the time,
Yep.
then you maybe a dig attack. I don't know.
Yeah,
It would be different.
Yeah.
To me, if I have the option, I'm infatuated with the M8 because it's kind of like it has OP1 appeal without having the OP1 price tag.
Yeah.
Because it has that, like, it's small, it's battery powered, and it does so many different things. But at the same, and it's stereo, which the dig attack is not when it comes to sampling.
Exactly. Yeah.
But the dig attack's immediate, like how you're mapping this, that is something that we get
Yep.
in the dig attack by default. So that's something, I don't know. Not that there's one is better than the other. It's just, I'm just curious because I know you have a dig attack. And I know you love that thing. Like, what makes this, you use this more than your dig attack now?
I honestly was originally considering not using the Octatrack and using the dig attack with the M8 because it has 8 MIDI tracks that are just accessible there.
Yeah.
And then I have 8 sample tracks.
Yeah.
And I was like, if I needed those extra 8 tracks, I would 100% just use the dig attack instead of this thing. I would sacrifice the effects of this, but being able to MIDI control the instruments on here from the dig attack with a simple track press and not have to go to a MIDI page just...
Yeah, honestly, like this is weird. Like the MIDI page thing on any device, Octatrack is included in this, but like, and the poly play as well.
I'm sorry, I just
I like the poly.
I like it too, but that part that got to me.
I don't like on any machine where I have to leave a whole workflow. Like I hate this on the Octatrack.
Yeah.
In fact, it is that one button press is the one thing that would make me feel less encouraged to do this because I do use this side. I'm using these tracks manually.
Yeah.
When I play live all the time, I'm using all my scenes, but I'm also playing with bringing in reverb and delay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to go back and forth and back and forth. It'd be so confusing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And even though you can still go to like the quick mutes, I think it is. Yeah. So you can still quick mute your MIDI, which I like to do on the dig attack. I don't know. Then you can't go into like, oh, I want to actually play some slices on something. Oh wait, because this is a separate view on that. So then you have to go here, slices.
Yeah.
And then you have to go to a separate page. I don't know. It's just complicated for me.
It's probably not complicated. Well, the truth is like on YouTube world where it comes to like music composition and like this space where we're reviewing everybody's production rooms, like not everybody has a camera and is recording what they're doing, but like enough people are so that we can get a good idea of what's happening in most people's houses right now that are really into hardware. House. And I feel like a lot of folks, they have their performance rig and it's much smaller, or they have their production rig and it's huge.
Yeah.
And then they have their Go Play Live and it's really small.
Yep.
Is that the same for you?
Pretty much at this point, because I can just take this. It's like one bag. I can even technically fit this in my backpack that I take to work. If I really wanted to take it small, I can just battery power this with a little ripcord or whatever. So like,
you could battery power it.
Yeah, that way too. Honestly, I'm so jealous of that. That's so badass. I want that on my dig attack. He's like, no questions asked. And then at home, like again, I have my modular, but I can't really save my MIDI tracks. Like I can't pull this up and on the bus and play my modular tracks because it's.
If you had a battery in your dig attacks, would that suddenly pose a threat to your M8 coming with you on a bus ride?
I would still take this with me on the bus ride, but because it has a battery in it, like I can do it with my battery bank and stuff, but I could just go to a coffee shop and just sit down and put my headphones on and work on it and just be chilling.
Okay.
So
I didn't hear, like during your performance, which was freaking awesome. I loved it. I didn't hear you doing like a lot of effects on your Octatrack. It was mostly playing with your arrangement. Is that pretty typical for you?
Yep. Yeah. And then sometimes if it's like, there's songs that I have in here that are much more traditional. Like I have it laid out like a song. Let me see if I can find it. It's this song. So this song is laid out.
This is what we come to expect.
Exactly.
From a tracker.
Like this is a layout for a song, but I do end up going back. You can see I tried setting it up like I normally do.
And then all of a sudden I
was like, this is unplayable.
This is just what works for you, man. Like I say you stick with it.
Yeah. So
because this is song mode.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. And I'll play it this way, but the thing that I do like about having like this specific song is I will go back and loop parts like manually. I don't have it jump or anything. I'll just like be like, oh, this is a nice little loop. I'm going to loop back. And because it's already playing, I don't really have to adjust too much over here, aside from maybe mutes. It gives me a lot more opportunity to actually MIDI control it from here, as well as do some effects and stutters and such to like keep it fresh while having my song playing. So it's kind of like, it depends on how I built the song on this one or this one, depending on, yeah. So it's like, if I was doing my launch view, my live mode on here mostly, most of it happens here. Then the stuff on here happens because I need an extension from here.
Got it.
Whereas if this is all set, I could just press play or whatever and kind of do some stuff on here. This takes the main, like, it's like using a 404, you know? Like, you can, it'll be at the end of the chain, you can loop some stuff, but it has those 4 knobs at the top that you can really get some good variation in it and play it and, like, yeah, occasionally chop stuff up and play that back. But ultimately, whatever's going into it might just be doing its own thing, or vice versa. Like Digitact, like Drew takes his Digitact, and then at 404, that was the first set I saw him do, and like it's like, what are you doing with the 404? Mostly just effects.
Yeah,
like
I think a lot of people are doing that because a lot of people are looking for effects. I mean, that's where the Octatrack came in for me, right? I mean, we all know that. But I'm always looking for other options, like just because I just like gear in general.
Yeah.
So I've played with a bunch of stuff. I have like the replay, which I've never shown anybody, but I will eventually. The effects on it completely dwarf the Octatracks. They're just like really great sounding effects. But I can't build a custom set of effects like I can on here, and that's what's so effective about the Octatrack and the M8 is that you're able to design workflows that are out of the scope of the manufacturer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like there are some devices that just like the 404, for instance. You can't really get away from the 404's workflow.
Yeah.
And the workflow is weird.
Exactly.
To be honest, I think it's cool. Like the sounds are cool, but the workflow is weird. Have you wanted to get into
the 404?
Yeah, doing 404 stuff.
I've considered it. Ellie, who worked with us at one point, she was like, I'm surprised you don't have a 404 already, just from watching how I play some of this stuff. Like even like the way I launch clips on here is just set that to a pad and launch that clip or whatever, and then
you could.
Yeah.
You could, I guess, do similar workflow, but you wouldn't be able to write the music.
Exactly. Yeah.
In the 404.
Yeah.
And that's the advantage of the M8.
It would definitely be a different workflow. And I'm not necessarily ready to move on from this workflow yet.
I don't think you should. I think this really works. I think you should keep going and pump out some albums. This song you have loaded, can we hear it?
Sure.
Let's do it.
All right.
I'll let you prepare.
I just need to make sure that I have my notes right, because this song has a lot more stuff.
Stuff for you to do.
Yeah. CF. Damn. It's like almost. It's like a third bigger.
It's pretty chunky. It's a chunker.
These keys are so big though.
They are. It's a different workflow. It's cool though. It's really cool.
It is.
Stereo.
Yeah.
It's got a really high sample rate, so I believe it's 4816. I think.
It's pretty damn sexy.
It is sexy. All right, let's do it.
Let's see. I got A set to nothing. C resonance, F cut off, D reverb. See, on this one I have like a way different
move.
Yeah, you like my naming scheme? It doesn't make any sense, even to me.
I like it.
All right, let's see what we got. Start high pass. Do this. It sounds like it's coming
out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds like it's on the right side. It's just the thing.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Like you might be clipping your OT a little bit. On the
clip
input on
you.
the
It is only coming more out of right, right?
Okay. better?
Yep, that is better.
Dude, that was another banger.
Thank you.
That was awesome. I love the tracks that you write on the M8. I want to hear what you write on your other boxes too. Like I'm very curious. We talked about the Digitech so much that I was like, I really want to hear. I guess I have heard them.
Yeah.
Because you have played some live shows, but they're different.
They are different.
They sound
Definitely
different. They have a different tonal quality to them because they don't have the built-in synthesizers. So you're having to use samples exclusively.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, pretty much. And then
And some
I have
things
the
like a
peak
waveforms.
with me that is
Oh, and you bring
generally
the
my
peak.
synth. Yeah. I
Ah,
definitely
peak
like
sounds
that,
good.
especially because eight MIDI tracks on the Digitakt. I can easily just be like, all right, boop 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 boop, chord, record that with my key step onto the peak or onto the Digitakt to the peak. Yeah, different sounds, a lot of different sounds.
It's so cool. Well, now it's that time to melt your brain, to melt our brains. Can you show us a little bit about how you make a track?
I will give it my best.
This is always new. Bonk. Here we go. Oh, you don't have a default template that it starts with.
No, scratch every time. I know I always want. I just do this each time. Boop boop boop.
Interesting.
And then let's start. No, we're gonna go to 7. I always like to start at 7 just in case I want to leave 8 for like effects or some other stuff. I just leave it open just in case. It's kind of weird I know, let's start on 7. But 7, we'll go here. Boop, boop, boop. And then let's start with, go to 2. So generally I leave 0 through 10 empty, just in case I want to do some like resam. I don't know. Security. 10s to 20s are the percussion, and then 20 and up is the rest of the stuff. So we're going to
Smart.
20. Start with a sample. Let's see what samples I got. Beef. Oh, I remember what this is. Hold on.
The opportunity cost of beef.
I have a lot of really, dumb samples.
Where are you getting them from?
So you'll notice from right here, Carl samples. Carl sold his Digitact.
No one knows who Carl is.
You don't need to know. Someone I know named Carl sold his Digitact, which I don't blame him. He needed to do it, but I was also like, I am taking your samples. So I took his samples, and he has a lot of fun ones in here. And some of my favorites are, what is this?
I forgot to get bacon.
Hey,
Have you used that in
Linda,
this song
I need to
yet?
pick up my kids at school or something. Can I get out for the day?
I haven't used the
I
bacon
forgot to
one
get
yet.
bacon.
I'm definitely gonna be using that one soon.
Let's use one of
I'm going
them.
to try to take a 12-ounce roll of sausage and a couple of dozen eggs.
The vocals come in a second later. I need to start with like a proper sound. So let's go to pick it up so I can do this. Go down. What do I have? Everyone knows that one. Well,
Oh, I love Samurai Champloo.
I sampled that. Some vocal stuff. Oh, that was from the Volca.
Oh yeah, we were talking about doing
Yeah.
that. Oh, you already sampled it.
Yeah, has a weird clip in it.
What could
but
we sample? Do you mind
Sure,
sampling
yeah.
the Volca?
Let's
And
do that. You want to
show
play
people
something
how
into
to-
it?
Sure, sure. Yeah.
Here, let me load up live sample. There we go. All right.
It has reverb. Let's turn that on.
Sure you don't want to do it dry? Actually,
Yeah,
no.
I
Keep
mean,
it
I
on.
did-
Keep it on. I always do it dry, so let's do it. Let's try it this way.
So we get some. What do we want to do here?
I like that.
That's pretty cool. Okay. That's what we'll do. Ready when you are.
All right. To answer your question,
Oh, we already
Mikey,
started.
0-0.
I guess you got the end piece.
I've got all of it because I can do that. So I'm just gonna chop this here for now. And something I found out the other day that I don't know how I didn't know. So if you go to the left for the micro part, you can actually use your finger from here too. So that way you don't have to slowly do it this way. You can still just boop, 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 boop.
Yeah. Good thing they did the finger thing.
Oh, whoopsies, I reset it. Good thing they did the finger thing. I'm sorry.
Whoops. Ruh-roh, Shraggy.
Cool. Let's just cut it here.
So that's what we picked?
I mean, I'm just chopping it so that way I can normalize it because this was way louder than the other stuff. So when I normalize it, I actually want it to be a little bit better. See if FM.
I'm heavily invested into the sample now.
Yep. What was it? That was like a stringy kind of thing. Let's do this. Save. Recordings. I'm feeling lazy, so we're just gonna do that. And then, oh yeah, there. I forgot to save the sample first before I edited it.
Let's just do it again.
All right, cool.
Are we sampling? Oh, we are.
Yep. I'm a sneaky sampler. Boom.
That was cool at the end.
Yes. So I'm going to save the whole thing this time so I don't forget. And the fact that I can just do that and it saves the SD card.
I know, it's like unlimited sampling.
Yeah.
That's the thing I like about the Octatrack is the compact flash card,
Yeah.
SD card, like that workflow is just so much better than it's not as fast as a built-in SD, but
Yeah.
I don't know why we're not getting machines that don't have built-in like
Right.
terabyte SDs. You know, we've
I
used
agree.
them.
Yeah. I mean, I literally just bought one for my computer the other day for like under $100. Like,
I know, what-
it's this big.
That's
You
what I
just
want.
shove that into a Digitac and boom.
Yeah.
Boom.
Shove it in.
Give me all the sample space. I need it.
You're wearing the same shirt, Blake? That's
Yo,
what I'm talking
let's
about.
go. Oh,
No,
that
here's
one.
my shirt. Also, Blake, you mentioned the Polyend Tracker Mini. You're hoping that it gets synthesizer engines. They put them in the Play Plus. Like, it's not out of their reach to put them into the Tracker Mini. I think it uses the same CPU. I don't know that to be like a thing that they would actually do, but I couldn't see why they wouldn't, because I know that a lot of people would want that. So hopefully they do that.
Where's that sample start? Right. Ah, I lost it. Somewhere right here, though. There we go. One thing I've figured out the other day to help prevent pops is
Yeah, there's not a zero crossing detection algorithm built into the M8. Not
So
that
you have to do it
you
manually.
need it, but that sounds good. The fidelity of the sample choice is pretty high. Look at how many,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like how many integers we have to work with.
yeah, that's a good amount. So then let's oopsies, just normalize that, and then we'll save that as keys, key 2, because that's the second one. And now, so I'm going to use more than just this part, but
Ooh, pretty right there. The Volca FM2, pretty sick, right?
it sounds pretty damn good.
It's pretty sick for a little box.
And it has blue LEDs.
It looks so cool. I love the way this thing looks. The blue LED is out of control.
There we go. So here. Right. Let's just do this. Okay, keys to slice, save. So that way I can go in and... Oh, I know, I was going to do slice for the other thing. For now, I'm just going to use this.
Nice.
actually.
Yeah.
And then we'll repeat
Yeah, bigger than
that.
that.
And screw it, we'll repeat that. There we go. Move that up. All right, let's see how that sounds. Oh, we'll move that back down. So now I have something to go off. So now I'm just gonna go in, do the basic thing where I just need some kick.
Basic B.
Basic B. Where's my percussion? I swear I had a. Wait a second. One of my favorite kicks is from Syntax. Where is it?
You have a Syntax, right?
That's why I did this.
Oh, because you sold it?
No,
Because you don't own one?
I don't have one, so I just
Oh.
sampled one.
You can borrow them. I have an extra one. I got that remix edition.
That's a good point.
I'm not a huge fan of it. I love the Syntax. I'm not a huge fan of the remix edition. Don't tell Elektron I said that.
Don't worry, I won't. They don't talk
They're
to me
not
anyways.
watching.
They don't know who I am.
They don't know nothing.
There we go. I know I could just do the fill, but I'm lazy.
All right, let's go do some push-ups to this. Get my workout in today. Soften that kick up a little bit. Is that what's up?
Yep.
That's what I'm talking about.
Keep that little bit of transient. Let's do.
I love soft kicks.
Soft kick.
You know what I'm saying?
There's something about like
Why we wear Nikes.
soft kicks. I see what
Soft
you did
kicks,
there.
yo.
And then so. Go in and throw in a doot. Boom, boom, boom. And then we'll go back to.
You want to buy my Syntax, Blake? Is that what's going on?
Oopsies. I'm gonna change this up because I don't like how that progression goes.
You know what I do love about the M8 and like the workflow of doing this on the computer like this, like running this into a screen, is that it is immediate. Like,
Yeah.
this is happening. There's no delay. And it is so nice because it is a Game Boy layout. Like, you don't ever have to look at at your hands
Yeah,
ever. And I always have to look at what I'm doing on the Octatrack.
exactly. Because you're like,
know?
all right, where's the shortcut for this one?
There's no doing this
No.
blindly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can do this completely blind.
I got all my shortcuts here.
I think you could get to that place on here too, where you could do this blindly. For right now, like, I definitely have trouble doing anything blindly on here yet, but I'm also like, I haven't put that much energy into it yet.
It still has the shortcut buttons too, which is handy, so you don't have to do the built-in shortcuts.
I do like the double resolution.
Yeah.
Like the, big step, small step.
Yeah,
There's some cool stuff. I like it. I like how it feels.
I'm a fan.
Meh. What's up?
I forgot that I was playing the sequence when I could really just go to percussion. This is one of my favorite claps because it is so like sharp.
Yeah. It's a stereo clap.
Yeah.
Like, I can hear there's some changes in my right ear.
Yep.
Or I'm going deaf.
That was way lower than I needed to be. And for hi-hats, I always like to sample the 707.
waiting for what's gonna happen when the bass line comes in.
Yep,
But the chords are really somber chords, but I feel like your bass line's gonna naturally juice it up a bit into a happier vibe.
It'll be nice and warmth. What was I gonna do with this? Oh, one thing I also absolutely love about the M8 is the fact that I can just do some simple sidechain compression, which you can't do. I mean, you can do that on the Digitact, but you have to kind of do it manually, rather than just being like, "Yep, I'm just gonna change my kick pattern and it's already gonna be following that for sidechaining." So that's a kick. So like that. It's pretty aggressive. Kind of like that. There we go. So now let's throw in a bass line. Where is my...
Are you going for a saw?
Nope. You know what it is?
You know what it is.
Why can't I? Oh, it's because I have it.
All right.
I have stuff. That's why. It's like, why can't I hear it? Oh, because it's muted. This one.
Grandmother?
Is this a grandmother? Mini Moog.
Mini Moog?
Yeah.
When did you get to sample Mini Moog? Tom's?
Let's see where this is. Where did I have the
Or is
sample?
this from...
This is from Carl.
Carl sampled the Mini Moog when it came in.
I think either Carl did. No, Carl got him from Olive.
Oh, that
And
makes
Olive
sense.
went and
he was
sampled everything.
in the chat.
Wait,
Olive was
Olive.
in the chat for a bit.
Olive, shout out to you.
Luma.
They
Luma was
sampled
there.
like so much stuff in the store. So thank you for giving Carl these samples, in turn letting me use them.
My neighbor's in the chat upstairs right above us.
Hey, hope we're being really noisy.
We're not. Probably can't hear a thing.
What? There we go. So start with nothing. We'll start with something and then we'll go down into nothing. There we go.
Big enough.
This needs a something like.
Me and you, I feel like vibe on the same kind of bass lines. Like we like similar bass line sounds.
Yep.
What I've been doing, and maybe you might want to try this, not right now or anything, but I've been taking Mikey's 303 bassline pack, but then like kind of undoing the acid side of it.
Yeah.
And just using it as a Moog sound because it's a ladder filter sound.
Yeah.
And it sounds so good.
Yeah, Mikey, he was playing with it the other day at the store, and I was listening to it. I was like, where the hell did you get that sound? It's like, oh, it was a sample. It was an instrument that Mikey made. It sounds so good. I need to grab that from either of you.
Yeah,
'Cause,
it's I think you can get it in my Discord.
okay.
If you just search for
I'm
Mikey's thing.
I'm taking that. Throwing a vibrato. This is like the thing I love about the M8 is just being able to be like, all right, this needs a little bit of vibrato. I can just do that, rather than having to manually like force a vibrato. You know,
rather than using an LFO for vibrato.
yeah. Whereas like I still have access to all of my other modulators independent of a vibrato. You know.
Yeah, and you get 4 modulators. Yeah, it's definitely it's ahead of the game on a couple of fronts. You know, stem rendering, audio over USB. Have you played with the RMX? I've been getting into that lately. The remix function.
Oh, this one.
Yes.
I have not tried that.
You have to put it, like, to have it be really effective, you got to put it on your very last track. So go on track 8. So we talked about this, playing with the workflow of using track 8 as a filter
That's
track,
right,
like
yeah,
master filter,
yeah.
master effects track, kind of like, as instead of having an Octatrack, it's like, just using track 8 as that, and you could MIDI map that stuff that happens on that track.
Yeah. Yep.
I wonder.
I'm going to try that eventually.
Yeah.
Because I retained like about 50% of what you just said there.
Yeah, got it.
I need to like visual, like actually do it to like get that, or you got to show me on yours how you do it.
Okay. Yeah.
Because my brain is, my brain. There we go. And now we're going into that sample territory.
I was gonna say I can
Vocal
hear it in my
sample.
head, like just like, hey,
Bring us up to 124 because house.
because house.
And now let's bring this here, put this sample here, and put that back to C. And now, what are we gonna use? Going back to that, oh yeah. No, wait, it was Carl's. We're gonna use all of Carl's samples.
Shout out to Carl. We love you, Carl.
Oh, I forgot to get bacon.
Yeah, we're doing it.
All
We're
right,
doing
all
it.
Are you gonna do like some time stretch shite to it?
No.
Oh, I forgot to get bacon.
Just I got to get back.
Got to get
That actually is already pretty.
Dude, the auto chop. So what I like to do with auto chop is to like take a really, I think I talked to you about this, like take a really well produced drum fill
Yeah.
that's like very, very effects. I don't know, a lot of effects done to the sample itself, and then do the auto chop, and oh my god, it works so well on the M8.
I've noticed the auto chop is way better when the sample is like clean,
Because
because
it doesn't have like some,
yeah,
when it's got some like silence in between stages.
because I was sampling some like records the other day and it doesn't like some of those little in betweens because it tries to think that it's like percussion or something, so it'll get that little tiny bit, even though it's literally just noise. But that's the only time I've ever had issues with it, and then at that point I just go in and manually do it, and it's not that hard.
Can.
And I save this slice just in case redundancy, even though it's saves to the actual sample.
Oh, I forgot.
And then go file, do that,
Oh, I.
and let's pitch it down.
Oh, I.
Wait, this is the length. What am I doing?
Oh, I. Oh, I. Oh, I. Oh, I.
So reverb.
Oh, I.
I'm gonna bring this back up, and then do a. Where is it? Band.
Oh, I. Oh, I. Oh, I. Oh, I. Oh, I.
Always.
Oh, I.
I don't know.
Oh, I.
Whatever it is, it worked.
Oh, I. Oh, I. Oh, I. Oh, I.
Ooh. So then you can go in and change the pitch past the fine tune. This is the saving grace of like changing samples and stuff. It's just like repitching it this way, so you don't have to like go back and change the sample.
Yeah.
Like
Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord.
then I'll copy that. Keep that.
Wow, now you're cooking with gas, Peyton.
There we go. Bacon.
Bacon. Don't have it. Just drop and then just say bacon and then pick the beat back up.
I did that with the hamburger sample in one of my sets the other day. Just solo that. Bacon.
What it is about bacon? It's like re-pitched so low.
It's funny, but it like it sounds just different enough to where I'm like,
Makes me think of Adventure Time.
I see that.
You know what I'm saying? Making bacon pancakes. That'd be a good sample.
That would be. See, that's
Bacon, what does it go? Bacon, I don't even know how to say it. It's so wacky.
Making bacon pancakes. Making pancakes. Making bacon pancakes.
Taking bacon, gonna put them in your pancakes.
Offset these kicks, because we are fun like that. Actually, I'm gonna do it here instead of here.
I use the del command quite a bit on kicks and stuff. You ever play around with that?
Like to offset it.
Yeah, to offset.
Okay. Yeah, I've tried that before, but I don't know. It just it's visually easier to see it this way, especially so if I need to add more effects, I actually have 3 still there.
Gives you like a wonky groove without having to change the actual groove tick.
Because then I can still do something like this if I wanted to, with just make it a softer kick. So I still have access to this and be like, oh, I want to add some delay, said delay, instead of having to use it's offset without having to use that other.
Wait, what was the? Oh, you put some attack on it, so you went further into the kick. You just were killing the transient. What's the hold command for?
I was just showing you that I can use this for other stuff. I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. It's not really anything. For some of the kicks I use, it's actually because it is a synth, I can extend the hold, so then it just makes it go whoa.
Okay, got it.
Which actually, do I have? I think it's this one. What is the sample? No. Did I not save that? I think it's this one. Yeah, the drum brute. Dude, the drum brute sounds nasty.
The drum brute is nasty. It's an easy recommend to people when they're asking, what should I get for, I want a affordable drum machine that's, analog. Drum brute is always a good go-to.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Because everybody loves the drum brute. It sounds good.
It sounds good, and it's easy to play.
It does have, very limited... It's just very limited.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say.
But I mean, that's
that.
what I liked about the Electribes and stuff. They're just the older ones, not the two. Because they're very limited in what they can do.
Electribes? Is that the ones
No,
about?
the Electribe 2.
Okay.
Which, great devices. They can do a lot of stuff, but they are definitely a pain in the ass to use.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
anything older than what we're using right now is a pain in the ass compared to what we're doing. You know what I mean? That's kind of how I feel. It's everything is a pain, except for some of the MPC stuff can be pretty simple. I guess. I'm not talking about MPC 5000 or anything like that. That shit's bananas difficult.
Let's move this up to here. Increase the attack. Wait, I want to do the attack of the filter. There we go.
That's nice. Bacon. Gets me, man.
That's the point. I like when it gets you.
You do. That's one of the things I like about your music is like it really is just like you have fun. Sometimes I feel like I'm maybe taking it too seriously. Like the point, you know what I mean? The point of the song is too serious.
Yeah.
Rather than it just being like have a good time.
I literally just like put stuff in randomly and see if it kind of works.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, me too. Especially with samples.
Yeah. Cool. Bake. Hold on, let's see what else we could do to this vocal sample. Actually, hold on. So now that I have like a bass line, both literally and figuratively, I'll go to the next thing. I'll do this. Select, move that up. No, I didn't want to. Shoot. Okay, well.
Oh no.
I cloned them by accident. Whatever. Actually, I need to do
Did
that
you cook
anyways.
the banger?
No.
Okay.
But I know I want to start with this, right? Yeah.
Got it.
Zeros all around. So when I switch to a song, it starts on this, no matter what. And then I could be like, all right, time to throw in a kick in the bass. Yeah, so I accidentally cloned those. I'm just gonna say screw it and not bother with that. Gosh dang it, that's no, I'm gonna do the thing, and I'm not gonna be lazy. This was the cloned. Okay, cool.
I don't know, Blake. Right now, the people who are playing that I'm bringing are Circo, myself, and Red Means Recording. Currently, those are the people playing that show. I haven't done an announcement for it yet, so not that I need to keep it hush-hush or anything, but I don't have all the players spec'd yet.
Boom. There we go, fixed. All right, now, so this is this one. Deep clone that, so now I can just be like, all right, let's do some weird stuff with this. This down. You know, I don't want to do on this one. I want to do it on this one. And then we'll go here, clone that. And resolve it with this. See how that sounds.
I think I have a couple different chords in the sample. Kick sounds good.
And the compression is just enough.
It's like just, yeah.
Speaking of which, I'm gonna add a little bit to the bass. Just a little bit.
I also have you running into an SSL compressor. So it's getting a little bit of tasty.
It's definitely necessary for the way.
A little tickle.
And then it's like this bass line still works with this lead one just because it's just simple enough, and then I can lead into that.
707 hat really is like where it's at. I like it way better than the 808 hat, like by leagues, and more than the 606. The 909 hat's good though.
That's the funny thing is I was about to go in and do a variation of my hi-hat. So let's just unmute that.
You're gonna throw a 909 in the mix.
Going in. Oh wait, I need a. Geez. clone this.
I like that people are getting to see you move at your regular pace now,
Yeah.
as opposed to like the let me show you how this thing is, how this works, and then let me show you how I actually use this thing.
When I'm like when I'm cooking too, I'm like, all right, I know where to go.
Yeah. I'm like, when I'm not like demonstrating something, it's just like, you know what I mean? And that's where you're having the most fun.
Yeah,
is when
exactly.
you get to move fast.
Yeah,
you're moving.
Volume. Nah, not gonna use a ride. We're gonna do the one.
There it is. Unmistakable.
Do a little bit of hold there. Bacon. I got to.
Bacon. That's what I'm talking about.
And now for the real fun part of the vocals. So now we can go. Got to give.
Get bacon.
Got to get. And then that part. Do that, and then this one we're just gonna throw in.
I know where you're going with this. Always bacon.
What? Let's just scoot that up.
Scooty scoot.
And then, change the pitch so it's.
I was thinking it'd be pretty cool if it was like burp, 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 burp.
Ooh.
Yeah. Burp, 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 burp. Yeah.
That's too low. I know I could just fill, but and then reverse play mode. Reverse, change the length. Oh, it's way too, actually.
Yeah.
And then change the pitch here.
Yeah. There it is.
There
I
we
feel like
go.
that landed. You landed a kickflip right there.
Change up this clap. So go ahead, like regular clap. Let's see, boop, boop. I'll do the typical house thing, where it's da. And then clone this instead of a clap. Let's do a. There we go. Let's do a snare.
Yeah.
And now low pass. This is my favorite part about having the screen. It's a little bit of idea for what I'm going to use the Octatrack for. This needs to come through a little bit more. So let's put a little bit more drive. Wait, where is it? Oh, that's coming from the kick. Right? When we did this thing? Yeah, it is. I forgot about this. Is this a clone? Yeah, so go. Cool. Mix up the kick again. Except move this down here. And then same with this. Gonna put it here instead. And then here. And then do one of these.
Nice. I like that. That's a cool trick.
And that way it's like, even if I don't have the bass line, the kick still fills some of that sub bass.
Yeah. Hi, Jordan.
Actually, this and this go down. So there we go. So now I have the. It looks crazy now, but it's like, all right, we're starting here, and instead of remove this macro, which I think is literally just. I forget how to clear the macro. What is the combo for that?
I think it's option. It's like delete. Like,
but it's like, there we go. Whoopsies. There we go. So now go to this, and I still need to change my MIDI settings.
oh, so now we're setting it up on the OT.
Yep. Yeah. Since I was like, oh, okay, I like that. I'm gonna put that on the Octatrack now. Receive transport or send sync, send transport. Turn this off just so I don't mess with anything. Since I don't need any of that. So now go back to the synth and set that. Oh wait, I need to have it receive MIDI. Control channel, what did I have it set to? It's channels 12. Okay, now is it receiving? See, that's what I want. I want this thing. I have it coming soon.
Look at how well it matches your whole setup.
Right? Although then I probably wouldn't even need this. I mean, I would still need this.
You wouldn't have a master. I mean, you would on here, I guess.
That's a good point.
I guess you could just use the master. The only thing is that I can't wait. Can I macro the master, like the delay? No.
It's a specific channel, I think.
For the but to have the delay delay the entire mix.
Yeah, it's only to the whole.
It's to the instruments. Like, I don't think there's a command to delay your master mix.
Unless you
You'd have to like create a thing to do that.
could just set all of these to a specific channel, and then
I guess
if you wanted,
that.
that's a stupid way to do it, but
I mean, it's not stupid because it's the only way that I can think of.
sure I could work something out.
But I would
sure I
want
could
to.
work something
Tell your way. Oop.
I'm gonna break it.
Oh, my knob's missing. I was wondering. I had found that knob somewhere. Where did that go? You want anything to drink?
I think my water cup is on the table.
I'll grab it for you.
So now, and I want it to go no lower than here. So that's 5A. Cool. 5A. I don't think it perfectly matches up. Oh, no, it does. Okay, cool. That's good. And then we'll do a little bit of this. Set to the cutoff. There's this really weird sample pack in where is it? Okay, so 4 and 5 I always leave open for random percussion stuff. So now that was a cool sample. So let's place this here, empty this. Boop, boop. Offset or no offset? So like having it here instead,
Let's do it.
how it kind of comes in with that kick a little bit, or on top.
I kind of like it on the kick, I think.
Okay, like here then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
yeah. So now let's go in here. That folder seems to have some really interesting samples. So
Whoop. Is that from like a Bruce Lee movie?
I don't know, but
It's like it busting through the wall, or
and then put some attack on it. No. Not working.
That might work. Oh, whatever.
Well, I'm gonna do that manually because it sounds better that way. Shakes of Russia. Using that. And taking that envelope off. I'm actually going to use this on a different. There we go. And then. Wait, how do I? Is there, there's no way to randomize that. Unless.
Yeah, the randomization just works on the node side. Do a random LFO.
Drunk. I love drunk. I love getting drunk on an LFO.
This man needs to sober up.
This man needs to sober up. Actually, I'll make it faster. And then
Later, Blake.
oh, and I forget what number I always use for a swing.
Looks like quite the number to remember.
I don't know what I'm doing here. So it's 96 is the where it goes back, right? Is Mikey still in there?
I think Mikey's still there.
Mikey, what is your go-to for a swing on your groove? Please. I always forget. Someone, please. Swing goes fast first, right? Generally.
It's in the manual, all the swing ticks.
I'm just gonna do something, see if it sounds right.
7/5 or 8/4.
7/5. I'm gonna do 8/4. Keep it aggressive. Nah. 7/5. Wait, is this set on the whole groove? Oh shoot. I think I did set this on the whole groove. I did. Go back here. Groove. There we go.
Impbox says if you hold edit and press up and down, it will keep things at 96.
Thank you. I needed that. What was the 8/4? Let's try 8. Does that sound swing? It doesn't sound like it's. Let's try that again. It's not.
Yeah, it's your straight beat.
Do I have to manually set the groove?
You're
I-
editing groove 01.
I want it set the track set to I don't how do I set the track to groove 1?
It's one of the.
Is it up in the
Should be up. Once you're in the track.
Oh, in the F track. Okay, I have to do it in the FX track or in the FX command.
No, isn't there a groove?
Well, I'm in the groove and I'm on groove 1 because groove 0 everything else is on. So I want this one to specifically be on groove 1 so I can do this.
Oh, groove 01 command in phrase.
Gotcha. So let's see, it's this groove. There it is. There we go. So it just sets it.
Something.
That sounds weird. Let's do this and then offset that.
Doesn't sound bad. Maybe it'll sound better once you do the velocity mods.
Do I have those on?
I guess you're already doing that. Never mind.
No, let's go to random. And do a high pass.
You throw some reverb behind it or something. I don't know.
That's true. What else can do I already have some reverb on it? No, I don't. Heresy by
Doing what? Side chaining your hi-hats?
No, the clap, because it's on the kick generally.
Oh.
But
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
It's very subtle, and it's just so it's not so brutal, and there's a lot of kick offsets anyways.
Yeah, well, now you're using sidechain as more of a classic compressor style sidechain because you're just using it to just make some space for it in the mix, as opposed to like techno sidechain, which is like a rhythmic situation.
Fair enough. Okay.
I kind of like that. What if you like stuttered that? Da-da-da-da. Like maybe you could use like a square LFO or something, or yeah, you could just velocity up and down.
I'm gonna use the LFO just because it's easier.
I've been really into like stuttering like longer phrases and just like building rhythms with square wave.
That's why I always like. This is my go-to. Remember when I was like so happy that I was able to do that on the?
Yeah.
It's like I did it. The circuit rhythm could do that, and if it can do that, then this could do it. I know for a fact. Square down. Trigger. And then I can set the LFO frequency here to be.
That's what I'm talking about right there. That's it. Yeah. Freaking teamwork. Yeah.
Added a little bit of big crush to the.
I like it.
Just give it a little bit of flavor. Definitely gonna be working on this on the bus.
Go.
Did some fun stuff with the bass, right? So let's solo this, and then how did I have this? Oh, that's just for the. Yeah, set that to here.
Sick, dude. Yeah. with the burger.
Always with the bacon. Oh wait, I haven't even adjusted the baseline. All right, I'll stop here in a second for you. I don't know how long you want me to keep
Oh
going.
no, yeah, I think we're coming up on the end. We go for 2 hours usually, and we're almost at 2.
Perfect. So now, just do no retrigger. Then do the there we go.
Ooh,
Bring
that's cool.
this slide. Pitch slide. Do it real fast. And then bring it back down.
There we go.
Add some attack to here.
Sick,
Bring it
man.
up louder so it's less attack. Just barely, and then bring it down. Then I can go boop 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 boop, right? Copy that. Copy that.
Copy that. Roger, Roger.
It's the GameStop thing.
What's your vector, Victor?
That's really weird, but I want to use that somehow. Hmm. We can chill the bass a little bit. this.
Digging it, dude. This breakdown's pretty sick.
Always with the bacon.
Always with the bacon.
I didn't think we'd use it, but we used it. Oh,
We did, dude.
used it.
Dude, that was awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so
Thank
much
you,
for coming
Matt.
on.
Thank you.
Everybody, this is Wet Paint, aka Peyton Brown, coming with you live from the EZBOT channel here.
With the
Did a
bacon.
coming at you
Going-
with the bacon. With that, gonna take your bacon, put it in a pancake.
Oh, I forgot to get bacon.
It's so sick. Did some live music production, totally killed it. I'm gonna have some links to your music, Spotify, all that stuff. I'll put it in the description of this video in just a little bit after we finish. And thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on. And
I'm
thank
glad
you
to be
for hanging out, everybody. And I'll see you next Tuesday for another live stream.
Come out to the Modbang.
Come
Do
out to the
it.
Modbang show.
Let's
Yeah, we got
go.
Modbang show coming up on the 30th.
Always free, 21 plus.
Always free, 21 and up. Hardware exclusively, no computers.
Yeah. Donations are always welcome too.
Donations. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
You deserve it. You put a lot of work into this.
Oh, thanks, man.
Of course.
That was a good. You're just such. You're too good. People, don't get me all sappy right
I
now.
love you. I love you, man. I love you so much.
All right, guys. I'll see you next time.